So good morning. It's Wednesday, October the 19th. I'm being harassed by a cat already. It's like it's Shark Week around here. Um, what? Doing stuff. Shh. So I don't have a topic for today. I mean, I have my charity for the day and I'll talk about that, but I don't have a topic for today because I've been beating my head for the last few days trying to think of something to talk about. And it's not been a great few days. So I'm just going to kind of freeform it today and kind of open a couple of windows on me and just talk a little bit. So it's been a rough couple of days. My birthday was Monday. I know I mentioned that last week. And I didn't have a great birthday. I didn't have a great birthday because I spent the evening prior and the day of with a dying kitty. So we lost one of our cats this past weekend. It's Monday. Sorry, excuse me. I'm still not fully caught up to my world yet. She was a kitty that we had adopted probably about a year or so ago. She came off of a farm. And the woman who rescued her brought her over to us and said, I know you guys will give her a good home. She's lived on a farm her whole life. She's lived outside her whole life. She's been a kitten farm herself, a kitten factory herself. We don't know how old she is. We do know she's FIV positive and she has mouth issues. So there's, dental situation with her. And having a dental situation in a cat is never a good thing. It's also a very expensive thing. Anybody who's had a cat knows that dental can shift a cat's life rather quickly if you don't stay on top of it. And then you factor in FIV, and even a cold can take a cat down in very little time. FIV is the equivalent to AIDS in humans, so it attacks the immune system, and there's not a whole lot. You can't really do much about it. There's no medications for it. You treat the symptoms of what's going on and hope for the best. So we got her here, and the very first thing she did after she was taken out of her carrier was she trotted around the whole house, investigated the whole house, and decided it was her house. She's here. It's her place. It's like, okay, I guess she lives here now. And then she promptly camped out on my husband's desk. And that's where she's been this whole year and some that we've had her. She's kind of had her little nest up on his desk. And she's been declining the last couple of weeks. We've been watching her. She's her eating went down and her activity changed and she was unusual, and we just kind of monitored her and watched her. And we took care of her the best we could. And then Sunday, when I was coming home from playing piano for church, I called home like I always do when I'm done with church, and Dan says I don't think she's going to walk anymore. And so that started our couple of days of our couple of very long days. So she did not indeed walk again after that. So what I did was I laid with her all night Sunday night, down on the sofa. I had her on the coffee table right next to me, and I would doze, but for the most part I laid there watching with her and trying to make sure that she wasn't alone, that she was comfortable. And, and she'd tap my arm every now and then to remind me that she was still there. And honestly, we got to about 4:30 on Monday, and just the idea of going through another night like that just was killing Dan and I. She was not in distress. She was not in pain. She looked like she was comfortable, just weak and passing. And we wanted to leave her here because this was the environment she was most comfortable in. We didn't want to remove her from this environment to some place that smelled very antiseptic and was very foreign to her and maybe scary. We didn't want to take her to the vet. And we know that we did the right thing. We've talked with a few people, particularly the woman we had adopted her from, and everybody agreed that we went the right route with her because she wasn't showing signs of distress. But we did take her to the vet finally and had the vet put her to sleep. So it was a really rough, really hard birthday. The only thing we really did to celebrate my birthday is we had somebody who unexpectedly stopped by in the afternoon to say hello. So we literally ate half of a 13 by 9 chocolate cake with her. Between the three of us, we just demolished half this cake. And then Dan and I went out to this little Chinese restaurant in the town, town over, that we like to go to. And we went there primarily because there was nothing open in town here, because nothing's open on Mondays here in town. So that really was my birthday, and I've been kind of reeling from that ever since, It's never easy to lose anyone in your life, and fur babies and fur cousins are the same. It's not easy to lose a creature that shares your house with you and shares your waking moments and your sleeping moments and other moments with you. It's the same. You don't recover from that quickly. So yeah, there was that, and I'm preparing to go up north. Dan and I both are going to go up north to see our good friend Dia and her family for Halloween, and we're going to do a ritual up there for Halloween. We're trick-or-treating with her and the boys, and so yeah, I mean, my brain really isn't in creative mode right now. It's in survival mode. And I know a lot of you know what this means. I know a lot of you go through this too, where you have periods of time where your brain just goes into survival mode. And it doesn't help that when the weather starts to change and the leaves start to change, I start to develop more of a seasonal depression as well for a couple of months. And that's kicked in full force. So, I mean, it's my ability to come up with a good topic for today has been pretty nil. And so I apologize for that, but at the same time, I want to stay in the habit of doing these videos, because I know when I miss 1 week, it's really easy to miss 2. And then after that, it's really easy to miss a month. And I know you guys have seen this. So I beg your forgiveness for not having something tangible to speak of. And I ask that you hang in there with me. So, what else? Yeah, it's just been a weird couple of weeks, just a weird couple of weeks, weird few days for sure, weird couple of weeks. So, so today's topic. Oh wait, let me see. I've got to do my accounting too. What's my accounting up to? Let's go to the friendly YouTube and see what I said last week. I'm sorry I keep yawning so much. I'm still pretty sleepy. But I have to get ready to go to the shop today, so. Okay, so last week I was up to 156. What have I done since then? On Saturday morning I got up bright and early and I went to the church where I play piano. And once a year they have this chicken dinner that they do. And so they cook for like 100 some odd people. It's insane. So I signed up a few weeks ago and said I'd be more than happy to come in at 6 in the morning on Saturday, because nobody wants to get up and be somewhere at 6 in the morning on a Saturday, except weirdos like me. I said I'd be more than happy to come in and flour the chicken. I don't want to cook the chicken, but I'm more than happy to flour the chicken. Great, we love that. So I show up at 6 o'clock in the morning at the church, and there's all these bleary-eyed people. There's 4 of us there, and they're all like, Not because it's necessarily early for all of them, because most of them are farmers or are related to the farming industry in some way, but it's really early on a Saturday, And they proceed to bring out the chicken. And I floured, I think they said it was 285 pounds, almost 300 pounds of chicken. I floured almost 300 pounds of chicken in just under 2.5 hours. I never want to look at a piece of chicken again. Needless to say, we did not go to the chicken dinner, because after that I was like, no. We were looking around about 6 o'clock that night for something to do for dinner, and Dan says, well, how long does your church chicken dinner go? And I said, goes till 8, we're not going. I don't want to look at chicken. No chicken. No. So I floured a ton of chicken. But anyway, back to where I was. So I'm up to 159 hours this week. I finalized with Salvation Army this week for my bell ringing, so I have 10 days for bell ringing at 2-hour shifts, so that's going to put another 20 hours on me come Christmas time. I'm going to start that, I think, the Monday and Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So if anybody is near local, I'm actually going to be bringing in Partyville this year instead of in Portage at Walmart. I'm going to be bringing it to the local grocery store here in Partyville this year. But if anybody is near local and would like to come keep me company while I'm ringing, I will be ringing Monday and Tuesday mornings from the Monday and Tuesday prior to Thanksgiving to the Monday and Tuesday prior to Christmas every week for 2 hours from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So I know that'll put another 20 on. So that means I only have to make another 21 hours happen this year. And with performances and stuff coming up, that's not going to be a problem. So I'm going to hit my 200 goal and pass it again. Yay! I'm a rock star. That's about the best thing I have to feel about myself lately. Although for my birthday, my birthday was pretty crummy, but I got lots of birthday wishes and lots of birthday cards, and I even got a really cute little birthday gift. This is from my friend Bales, who lives in the South, who goes to school in the South. And by the South, I mean south of me, although I think she's technically in the South. This is a mushroom. For those of you who don't know what this is a mushroom from Minecraft. It's a little plushie. And a mushroom is a mushroom cow, and they grow little mushrooms on their backs, and when you milk them, you get mushroom stew out of them. Because Minecraft, who needs to be practical? Who needs realism in a video game? So I want to say thanks to Bales for that. Thank you, Bales! That came in the mail yesterday, and I just sat here and giggled for like 15 minutes solid. And it's just... Okay, so let's see. Lack of topic, 159 hours. Okay, so now we've come to the charity aspect. So I'm running out of charity ideas, mainly because, again, my creative juices are like... They're dead right now. But what I thought I'd do is I went out on ye old Google and typed in October is National what? And it gave me a list of national days. So every day in October has a national something. It's National Something Day. And what I learned was today is actually National LGBT Center Awareness Day. So what that means is it is a day of awareness for the LGBT centers in the United States, and the centers are places like they're like community-based centers where people can go who are LGBT or LGBT friendly or family, and usually they can go there, get resources, they can join in activities and clubs, they can meet people, they can, it's. I know that the outreach in Madison, I know it's a good resource. It has a library. It's got brochures and bulletins for things that people of the LGBT community would be interested in. It carries specialized newspapers and like periodicals. It's a meeting place for different groups who want to get together either for LGBT purposes or are made up of LGBT people. And in case you've been living under a dark stone for some time, LGBT is lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered. I think that abbreviation has gotten longer over the last few years, and I will admit that I've not been able to keep up with all of the letters that go into the acronym anymore. But when I grew up, it was LGB, and then T got added later on. But I identify with this group myself. We don't need to go into the details of it. It's nobody's business. But I identify with this group myself, and even if I didn't, I support what they do. So National LGBT Center Day, Awareness Day, is, again, the day that we bring awareness to this grassroots program of building LGBT centers in different communities so that people can have local resources. Okay? So what I have found is an organization that is called Centerlink. And Centerlink is a networking group that helps to develop centers in different communities and helps to support the centers that are already there. So I will send a link for Centerlink's site, which is lgbtcenters.org. Their mission statement says, Centerlink develops strong, sustainable LGBT community centers and builds a thriving center network that creates healthy, vibrant communities. Okay, so why is this important? Why do we care? Well, first of all, we care because I think that everybody who identifies as anything, whether it's a spiritual, a gender or sexual, a political, I think that you should have the opportunity to meet with people of the same ilk, as long as you're not trying to harm others. But just to share your information, share your experiences. In many areas, it is becoming a much safer place for LGBT people, but there are many, many, many areas where it is not really a safe place to come out. It's not really a safe place to meet other LGBT people or to disseminate ideas. So having centers like this that are a safety place, that are a safe grounds for these folks, it's a really good idea. I promise you that they are not meeting to figure out how to take over the straight world. I promise. But, sometimes what these centers hold as well is, besides all the information, inside of that information they might hold, things like medical checks, how to get appropriate medical checks from doctors who aren't going to judge you based on your identity or your preference, but doctors who will treat you as a human being who may or may not have an issue. Not as a gay man, or not as a bisexual loose woman, or what have you, It points you towards people who can help to give you good therapy for, especially for folks who are having a dysphoria about their body. So, this is a great resource on a lot of different levels. This isn't just, coffee meet and greet. This is medical, this is political, this is legal, this is all these things. So, okay, so check them out. I will put the link down below with their mission statement like I do every week. And if you have suggestions for charities you'd like to see me maybe talk about for a brief minute, mangle the mission statement of, drop me a line, let me know, because I'm more than happy to hear what other people have to say. And if I don't like what you say, I'll just delete it. I've only done that once. I only did that once, and the guy came on and was like full of vitriol about one of the veterans groups I put on, and there was lots of like swearing and accusations and finger pointing, and it really sounded like disgruntled employee more than anything else. So it's the only time I've deleted. I promise, I swear. Not that I have to be defensive about. Have a good day, everybody. I'm getting mad at myself. Have a good day. Have a good week. Get out, enjoy the fall weather. It's starting to shift yet again. I don't know if I can get, let me see if I can point you at my tree real quick, because I know I've mentioned my tree before. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. You can kind of see, if you look right about there, you see some pretty red. That is that tree. It's hard to see because it's morning, it's cloudy, that's bright sun coming in a window. Please ignore the fan. But that's our really, really pretty red maple that changes and is just a gorgeous color. And it's really been, like I've said before, it changes the color of my room in the afternoon and the evening when the evening sun is coming in. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now and taking up all your time. Have a good day, have a good week, and I will see you next Wednesday. See ya.